One's mom worked in a billionaire's mansion. They are super rich, of course, they do mafia work. Their entire family are and own multiple companies in a country. One and her mom live in their mansion, but in the backside, all the maids who work in this mansion have a different living within the mansion. Wine is studying at a prestigious college because of her academic skill. Her mom works as a maid and doesn't want her daughter to work like her. Wine's boy, it's my mom's birthday on the same day as my graduation day. I'm so lucky. I don't think I will ever be able to give a gift for my mom. There are still 3 months left for that. We will have to stay here for another 3 months. I know it sounds bad to say this. Place is like hell because they provide us money, but we are not their mates. I have told my mom many times to quit this job, but she said she will wait until my graduation. Miss Dolly, okay student, best of luck for tomorrow's test. Miss Dolly, when there is still 10 minutes left in the lunch break, will you help me shift some items in the laboratory? She requests. Meanwhile, Jimin, are you out of your mind? That guy is. And we all know it. Jimin, Brian know that too, but we can't do anything. Mr. Ducky has that girl scared. Taeyang, I don't care. Jimin, are you crazy? You have though. But you need her permission, understand? Taeyang, okay, I should talk to her. Jimin, that's not going to happen. Taeyang frowns. Jimin, haven't you noticed that how weird that girl is? She doesn't talk to anyone. She has a strange doll that she always keeps with her. I don't think she will talk to a guy like you. Taeyang, but I want to keep that his own medicine. Jimin, yeah, I want to get fired too. In the class, Clara. Taeyang whispered to the girl sitting the bench ahead of him. Clara, what Taeyang? Clara, who is the vice president of the class, rolled her eyes after Taeyang whispered to her multiple times and turned to him. Clara, what? Taeyang, Clara, I need your help. Clara, help and you. Go to help Taeyang. Mr. Ducky, stand up Taeyang. Taeyang was looking at Clara, but suddenly he heard his own name. He looked in the direction of Mr. Ducky, who gave him stern and cold looks. Taeyang poked his inner cheek. Taeyang, do you have a problem? Sorry, Mr. Ducky, Taeyang said loudly because he was sitting at the last bench in the class. The teacher was standing near the board and he was sure he heard. He knew Mr. Ducky was jealous because he talked with one of his favorite girl, Clara. After hearing him, everyone laughed in the class, not only the boys but also the girls. Said loudly in angry voice, Taeyang, may I know why? Taeyang folded his arms and looked him in the eyes. Mr. Ducky, so you want a reason. Now you have to face detention again. First, because you talked with Clara when she didn't want to hear your nonsense. And second, you talked back to the teacher in front of the whole class. Now get out, he shouted. Taeyang, okay, but after leaving this class, I will go straight to the director and tell him what a pig you are. Mr. Ducky, shut up, he shouted again. The whole class is now pinned up silent. Taeyang clenched his jaw and now he don't want to mercy him. He smacked. Taeyang, I have a proof and get ready to fire. Mr. Ducky, you stop Taeyang making your false story because you can't do anything against me, so you are making fake story. He said in a mix of fear and cold voice. Taeyang, chuckle. Are you afraid now, you old man? Don't sweat so much. Young said. Suddenly his eyes landed on that girl who was looking at him in teary eyes from the third bench. Young felt bad for her. He don't want to reveal any of the girl. Young looked down, gripping his pencil tightly until it broke into two pieces from the pressure. Mr. Ducky, Young, get out of class right now. Young didn't say anything. He started collecting his belongings from the desk, creating loud thuds with everything. He made sure rile up. Clara, Young, what are you doing? Stop it. He can give you a month of detention for this. Clara said to Young, trying to help him pack his belongings, but Young jerked her hand. Young, Clara, meet me in the restroom. Young shouted from the door and smiled, observing the teacher's reaction. Mr. Ducky looked at him with displeasure because of jealousy. At night, at Van's home. Van, are you okay? Van placed a pot on a dining table and looked at her, concerned about her pale appearance. Don't worry, I'm just tired. You have a test tomorrow, right? Have you prepared? She tried to change the subject. Yes, and that's another big news for you. I know you will be really happy to hear it. Van said excitedly while sitting in front of her and began to serve both plates. Is that so? Then you have to tell me right now, otherwise I won't be able to digest the food tonight. She laughs kindly and asks her daughter, momentarily forgetting the hurtful things she heard at her job. Van, do you know about the vice president of her class? One, so she decided that after graduation she becomes a CEO of a Dutch company. She will make me her manager assistant there. Her dad said that I have the same talents as skill. One said this and now start eating her meal, her mom smiling to see her daughter's happiness. That's nice. I liked her since she was child and come to her house with her parents to play with you. You both are childhood friends, right? She nods. But that time was different. Back then we had our own house, own company. One sat with her mouth full of food, glancing at a ball. Okay, now don't be cynical again and don't out with a full mouth of food, you idiot. She laughs. I'm not sad particle, I just miss. Don't worry, we were with us today. He would be incredibly proud of you. Why not? Next day, Young spoke. Young, Clara, I told you he wasn't expelled because of me. Young, Clara and Jimin were sitting in the cafe planning. Clara, Young, I know very well that you had a. Clara folds her arms and looks into his eyes. Young sigh and look at Jimin. Jimin, I'm sorry, Clara. Actually, I spread that rumor because I wanted to taste your ex because there was always conflict between and Young. He points at Young. Young, and you're always a part of Mafia. I know his family and our family are rivals, but Clara wanted to help you. Young and Jackson point out about this. He kidnapped him, but that named Ducky somehow managed to inform Seoul security. Jimin, and when he was about to, the police arrived, but Jackson's dad rescued him, and now he stays at his house. He goes to the college from there. His family forced him to break with you because you are also the rivals. The Jimin, yeah, we are telling the truth, both sides in unison. Clara, I know everything. She tapped her hand on the table. Clara, then we are all studying in this private mafia. Every student here belongs to dangerous mafia family. You all forget that I am also. Clara said in a bossy style, reflecting her personality. Then, so you will help me, right? Clara, I want something in return. Then I can give you anything. Yes, me, Clara, I want freedom from this. So you will tell my dad. He will call me and you don't need to worry about. Won't force me into it. After going home, I will tell them. Taeyang, okay, but you could also do this with Jamin, right? Taeyang, okay, don't mad at me, both of you. Clara, so you want me to convince that weird girl to give you permission to reveal that? Taeyang, yes. Jimin, well, you both want to get out of this hell. I'm right, so what should I do here alone? Both Taeyang and Clara smile. Taeyang, you are right, I don't want to stay here either. Someone really loud. Taeyang closes his eyes and sees her face. At Kim Mansion, Mrs. Kim, Julie, there is a grand party at my place tomorrow, and all the Mafia's billionaires will be here. So if anything goes wrong, I won't spare anything. Understood? Julie Sven's mom's name. She nods. She shouts from the staircase. Ava comes toward them. Ava glares at poor maids. Ava, yes, she humiliated me in front of the whole class. Mrs. Kim, what, how dare she? Mrs. Kim angrily looked at her. Ava, yes, when I wanted to arrange the library, with the librarian, but the teacher asked me to sit down and told one to come with her to arrange it. Mrs. Kim, how dare she? She forget how poor she is working as a maid here. Ava, yes, she could have told the teacher that she didn't want to. Mrs. Kim, Miss Julie, she said and crossed her arms. Julie, yes, Mrs. Kim, I know that after one's graduation, both of you will leave from here. But what about the money I gave you for? You know very well that even if you work here for a year, you won't be able to pay it off. That's why you have an offer. As long as you are here, make one work here too. Julie, she also needs to study for semester. Mrs. Kim, do you think I care? She shouts, call her right now and prepare for tomorrow's party. Once Pov, I have been working in this cafe secretly for 2 months now without knowing. She also kept a secret from me that she took the from Mrs. Kim. I hope I can somehow gather enough money by the end of semester from lunch and food expenses and some bonuses as well. I was thinking about all this when suddenly called. She never calls at this time. She shudders nervously, knowing her mom will be suspicious. Julie, why did she say, her voice heavy with regret? Wine, what happened? She pauses, waiting for her mom's reply, sensing something is wrong. Julie, Mrs. Kim wants you to work here until your graduation. Wine, I understand. Julie, Wine, I'm sorry I didn't stand for you. Wine, it's okay, that's way I will get see you all the time. Julie, I think I should hang up now. I have a lot of work on my head. Come here in hour. Wine, what today? Julie, yes. The next day, I can't believe how he's being treated at this party. This party is so grand. It's the first time I'm seeing such a party in my life. Dangerous billionaires and celebrities all are here. Now, Hyun Jun, who is singer and businessman, is also here. But I'm not lucky he is with us, and I'm here in a maid and waiter's uniform, serving juice. Suddenly my eyes landed on, I went there to see, and after looking I was shocked. Mrs. Kim is scolding her in front of some friends, has her head down, quietly listening to her words. Mrs. Kim, how dare you? I have told you before not to make any mistake. What has this woman done to you, Ava? Ava, she serves me with dinner with a silver spoon in front of my all rich friends. Ava, you told her to serve every family member with a gold spoon, right? But she serves me with this. You know how poor I felt at that time. I won't start scolding her in front of people. has a few tears in her eyes. That's it, I want to her. Wine, excuse me, Ava, Mrs. Kim and her friends look at me. Wine, I know we work here and you pay us, but we are also human beings and not your slaves, so stop insulting every poor person. Julie, Wine, stop when she throws me a look that says, behave, Wine, I sigh. Next day, Taeyang spoke. Finally, I'm free from that. I'm now on my private jet that's not before. I can't wait to see her face. My angel, I smile imagining her face. A home is home. I entered a mansion after 3 long years. I'm afraid that might send me to abroad again to become. I don't want to go abroad again. I start wandering around my mansion because I don't see any family members. Suddenly my eyes land on the one I missed the most. One spoke. I was closed my eyes and sat down on the floor, resting my head on the small table. I'm exhausted after doing all the chorus and studying. I'm sweating like crazy, but suddenly I feel someone's presence, like someone staring at me very closely. I opened my eyes and stunned. Wine, you, Taeyang, he said while sitting at my level and smiling. Taeyang, you look even prettier than before. His eyes sparkling like 5-year-old kid find his mom after a decade. Taeyang, why are you wearing this maid's dress? He frowned. Taeyang, by the way, have you forgotten me? He smiled. Wine, tell me your name, I will remember. He also stands up. Taeyang, come Taeyang, but for you it's day, right? He smirked and laughed at last.